Good day everyone, and welcome to another edition of In Case You Missed It. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to this channel. The Nigeria Football Federation (NFF) faces another embarrassment as Bruno Labbadia walked out of negotiations as he was announced as the Super Eagles new coach. The African Player of the Year Victor Oshimen set to stay at Napoli as he couldn't agree on terms with Chelsea and Ahali. Super Eagles coach released the list of 23 players for the AFCON qualifiers against Benin Republic and Rwanda. The Nigeria Paralympics team promises medals as the 2024 Paralympics Games begins. The Nigeria Football Federation (NFF) has announced that it has reached an agreement with German tactician Bruno Labbadia to become the head coach of the Nigeria senior men's national team, Super Eagles. German manager Bruno Labbadia becomes the 37th head coach of the Super Eagles. NFF General Secretary Dr. Mohamed Sanusi said in the early hours of Tuesday in a statement released on the official media space. The NFF confirms that the German gaffer has agreed to take charge of the Super Eagles with immediate effect. The statement reads, "The NFF Executive Committee has approved the recommendation of the Technical and Development Subcommittee to appoint Mr. Bruno Labbadia as the head coach of the Super Eagles. The appointment is with immediate effect. The Super Eagles have been without a coach since former Ajax winger Finidi George vacated the role following a brief spell in charge. Labbadia was born in Darmstadt, Germany on 8 February 1966. He won 2 caps for the German national teams in his playing career that took him through clubs such as hometown team, Darmstadt 98, Hamburger SV, FC Kaiserslautern, Bayern Munich, FC Cologne, Werder Bremen, Arminia Bielefeld, and Karlsruhe SC. He triumphed in German Bundesliga with Bayern Munich as a player in 1994. He coached famous clubs like Hertha Berlin and VfB Stuttgart this decade, and previously VfL Wolfsburg, Hamburger SV, and Bayern Leverkusen, among others, and hold a UEFA Pro license. Labbadia's last coaching assignment was at VfB Stuttgart, a club he joined in December 2022 and was sacked in April 2023 after the team dropped to the last place on the Bundesliga table. He is the only 6th German coach after Karl-Heinz Marowski, who had 2 stints between 1970 and 1974, Gottlieb Goller in 1981, Manfred Hohner between 1988 and 1989, Berti Vogts between 2007 and 2008, and Gernot Trapp between 2016 and 2021 to lead the Super Eagles. Hohner led the Eagles to the runner-up position at the 1988 African Cup of Nations, while Gernot Trapp qualified and led Nigeria to the 2018 FIFA World Cup finals in Russia. Labbadia's immediate challenge is to take charge of the 3-time African champions for 2 2025 African Cup of Nations qualifying matches against Benin Republic on Saturday, 7th September at Goswe Akpabio International Stadium in Uyo, and Rwanda on Tuesday, September 10th in Kigali, with 2 other matches to conclude the qualifying race following in October and November. The new head coach of the Super Eagles, Bruno Labbadia, has confirmed a 23-man squad for the upcoming 2025 African Cup of Nations qualifiers against the Republic of Benin and Rwanda. For these fixtures, Labbadia has selected 3 goalkeepers, 7 defenders, 6 midfielders, and 7 forwards. Notable inclusions are Orlando Pirates defender Olisa Ndah, former Bender Insurance goalkeeper Amos Obasogwe, and Nottingham Forest striker Awoniyi. Napoli striker Victor Oshimen has been included in the Super Eagles squad for the September's African Cup of Nations qualifiers against Benin Republic and Rwanda. The games are the 4th set of engagement for the newly appointed German coach Bruno Labbadia. Also making a return to the team after over 6 months is Nottingham Forest striker Awoniyi and defender Troost-Ekong, who recently moved to Al-Kholoud FC in Saudi Arabia, while Oshimen and Ekong missed the last round of the 2026 World Cup qualifying games due to injury. Awoniyi last featured for the Eagles last year in November, missing out on the last AFCON in Ivory Coast where the team finished runner-up. Meanwhile, Captain Ahmed Musa was again omitted, bringing to bear the uncertainty of his future in the team. All the players are expected to report in Uyo on September 2nd. Nigeria will face the Benin Republic on September 7th at the Goswe Akpabio International Stadium in Uyo, followed by a clash against Rwanda 3 days later in Kigali. Here is the full list of the invited players. The goalkeepers, we have Stanley Wambali of Chippa United in South Africa, Maduka Okoye of Potenis FC in Italy, Amos Obasogwe of Bender Insurance, and defenders we have Troost-Ekong of Al-Kholoud FC in Saudi Arabia, Bright Osai Samuel of Fenerbahce SK in Turkey, Olisa Ndah of Orlando Pirates in South Africa, Bruno Oyembechi of Bofista FC in Portugal, Oluwaseun of West Bromwich Albion in England, Calvin Bassey of Fulham FC also in England, and Olaoluwa Aina of Nottingham Forest also in England. The midfielders are Wilfred Ndidi of Leicester City, Raphael Onyedika of Club Brugge in Belgium, Alassane Yusuf Abdullahi of New England Revolution in USA, Fisayo Dele Bashiru of Lazio FC in Italy, Frank Onyeka of Brentford FC, and Alex Iwobi of Fulham FC in England. And the forwards are Samuel Chukwueze of AC Milan in Italy, Victor Oshimen of Napoli FC in Italy, Kelechi Iheanacho of Sevilla FC in Spain, Victor Boniface of Bayern Leverkusen, Moses Simon of FC Nantes, Ademola Lookman of Atalanta FC, and Taiwo Awoniyi of Nottingham Forest in England. The Nigeria Football Federation (NFF) announced on Tuesday that former Stuttgart manager Bruno Labbadia will be the new head coach of the country's national team, but did not give further details. As things stand, Bruno Labbadia will not be the Super Eagles manager after talks broke down between the German coach and the Nigeria Football Federation. Despite an announcement, Bruno Labbadia has made a U-turn on his decision to coach the Super Eagles of Nigeria. The NFF revealed Labbadia's appointment with an official statement shared on their X handle, which read, "The Nigeria Football Federation has announced that it has reached an agreement with German tactician Bruno Labbadia to become the head coach of the Nigeria senior men's national team, the Super Eagles." The announcement was made by the Federation's General Secretary, Dr. Mohamed Sanusi, following the NFF Executive Committee's approval of Labbadia's appointment. Reports in the Nigerian media suggested that the two parties have yet to agree on some key details and the coach may not be on the touchline for the September games. However, according to other reports emanating from Germany, the 58-year-old has now rejected the chance to manage the three-time African champions. NFF reportedly failed to reach a contractual agreement with the former German international striker before making the announcement. According to German publication Kicker, Labbadia has walked out of discussions with the country's football federation and will not be the next manager. This comes after the two parties went public with the association, even though it was yet to be legally binding. German journalist Mario Leo provided further details, claiming that the NFF failed to reach an agreement on administrative details such as logistics, accommodation, and observing and visiting players from abroad. Labbadia was initially expected to take charge of the Super Eagles for the 2025 African Cup of Nations qualifying fixtures against Benin Republic at the Gospel Akpabio International Stadium and away to Rwanda in Kigali. As of now, the NFF has yet to release an official statement regarding this latest development. The situation has sparked concerns among fans and stakeholders as the team's preparation for the upcoming AFCON qualifiers could be disrupted by the lack of a confirmed head coach. This latest embarrassment further questions the competence of NFF leadership, which had over 3 months to appoint a new head coach for the country's team. The federation will now need to explore alternative options quickly to ensure that the team remain on track for their AFCON 2025 campaign. The technical director of the NFF, Eguavoen, could now take charge of the team for the both games. The final few hours of the transfer windows promise to be exciting as they come, and Victor Oshimen's movement are expected to have a knockout effect as well. Victor Oshimen has made the final decision on his future amid transfer interest from Chelsea. According to Sky Italia's Gianluca Di Marzio, Napoli striker Oshimen had decided to join Saudi Pro League side Al Ahly. The Nigerian attacker has agreed on a 3-year contract worth around €40 million, which is about £3.6 million a year, and the two clubs are now finalizing a deal. Napoli start to earn around €80 million plus add-ons. Oshimen's contract will reportedly include a release clause, although the value of that condition is not known. The 25-year-old will undergo a medical test with the Saudi side on Friday. Oshimen was happy to join Chelsea, but the Premier League side were unable to reach an agreement with Napoli. Chelsea are still in the race to sign Napoli star Victor Oshimen ahead of the 11 PM deadline, with the club delegation in Naples trying to persuade the player. The Blues have been linked with a move for the Nigerian international all summer, but his pricey release clause has proved to be a problem and a deal hasn't materialized. But with the deadline now upon us, club chiefs have made a serious move to bring in the striker. According to transfer expert Ben Jacobs, Chelsea have informed Napoli that they are prepared to make a loan bid for the 25-year-old striker. However, the Premier League side have not agreed terms with Oshimen yet, but further talks will continue this morning, he wrote on X. He also said that the Nigerian international has already agreed financial terms with Saudi Arabia side Al Ahly. Saudi Arabia pro side Al Ahly are keen on signing Victor Oshimen this summer and are on the standby waiting for the outcome of the players' talk with Chelsea. If an agreement is not reached, Chelsea could now turn their attention back to Brentford striker Ivan Toney, who himself has accepted a contract offer from Al Ahly it is not clear whether the Saudi pro side will sign the Englishman following Oshimen's arrival. Oshimen transfer is likely to be the biggest story of the deadline day and even the transfer window as a whole. The Nigeria Football Federation (NFF) has announced that Eguavoen, a former player and the technical director of the Super Eagles, will step in as the head coach for the team's 2025 AFCON qualifiers against Benin Republic and Rwanda. This decision came in the wake of German coach Bruno Labbadia's unexpected withdrawal from the role. Labbadia, who was previously named as the successor to Finidi George earlier this week, declined the position due to unresolved issue with German tax laws. The NFF said that in the event, the technical director of Nigeria Football Federation, Eguavoen, will now take charge of the Super Eagles for the upcoming 2025 African Cup of Nations qualifying matches against Benin Republic at the Godswill Pabio International Stadium in Uyo on September 7th and Rwanda in Kigali on September 10th. It will be Eguavoen's first stint in charge of the three-time African champions after earlier experience in 2005 to 2007, 2010 and 2022. The NFF disclosed late Friday via a statement on X that these tax concerns were the main obstacles to finalizing the agreement. According to the NFF president, the issue of offsetting the coach tax was not part of the initial agreement before the announcement of his appointment. NFF President Ibrahim Gusau explained, "We have been on the tax issue for the past 30 days, and I told him clearly there was no way the NFF will agree to offset the concomitant tax percentage on the salary that will be demanded by the German tax authorities. It is not possible for us to shoulder the responsibility of shedding out another money between 32% to 40% of the salary after paying the agreed monthly wage." The NFF and Mr. Labbadia reached an agreement in principle before we made the announcement that he will become the head coach of the Super Eagles. The tax details were never part of our discussions, and he had personally agreed to all terms before the tax issue came up. We were doing our best to be flexible in the discussions, but he was adamant that the NFF had to pay the full tax amount as well. We simply cannot do that. The NFF has named 23-man squad for the upcoming qualifiers with Napoli striker Victor Oshimen, Nottingham Forest forward Awoniyi, and the standing captain Troost-Ekong making their return after extended injury absences. The Nigeria football community has been hit with different reactions following the Nigeria Football Federation (NFF) announcement of Bruno Labbadia as the new coach of the Super Eagles. The 58-year-old, who boasts extensive experience in German football, is embarking on his first national team coaching career with Nigeria. According to the press statement issued by the NFF, the former Bayer Leverkusen manager is set to lead the Super Eagles in the upcoming 2025 African Cup of Nations qualification series, where they will face the Republic of Benin and the Amavubi of Rwanda. As reactions to the appointment of the veteran German coach continue to pour in, let's look into the things you need to know about the new manager of the Nigeria team. Here are the things to note about the new coach of the Super Eagles. Bruno Labbadia was a prolific striker. The newly appointed manager of the Super Eagles made a name for himself during his active footballing days with several clubs across various tiers of German football pyramid. Labbadia, whose career spanned nearly 2 decades, scored over 250 goals. As a forward, he played for several prominent clubs, including Werder Bremen. He triumphed in German Bundesliga with Bayern Munich as a player in 1994. He's tactically flexible as a coach. Since beginning his coaching career in 2003 with Darmstadt 98, the veteran manager has demonstrated impressive tactical flexibility and adaptability wherever he has been in charge. While data from SofaScore highlights his preference for the 4-2-3-1 formation, his coaching career reveals his strong inclination towards flexibility. He frequently tailors his tactics to capitalize on his team's greatest strengths. Super Eagles fans can anticipate a highly adaptable and potentially fluid tactical approach from the new manager, the sack specialist. The former Bayer Leverkusen striker has been dismissed from several managerial positions throughout his career. He has been fired several times, most recently from VfB Stuttgart, due to a poor performance after the team dropped to the bottom of the league standings. Throughout 487 matches across 8 different clubs, Labbadia has an overall win rate of 44% with 214 wins, 103 draws and 170 losses. Managerial success. Throughout his 2-decade coaching career, Coach Labbadia has managed some of the biggest clubs in German football. The 58-year-old has been in charge of Bayer Leverkusen, Hamburger SV and VfL Wolfsburg. Unfortunately, Labbadia has yet to secure any titles in his managerial career. His best achievement remains a 6th place finish with VfB Stuttgart in the 2011-2012 season, which earned the team a spot in the UEFA Europa League. He scored the relegation specialist. An important details for the fans of Nigeria team to know about their new senior men's manager his well-earned nickname, the relegation specialist. Coach Labbadia has secured a reputation as one of the top managers to turn to when a team faces the threat of relegation. He has consistently performed this role with distinction. The veteran tactician notably achieved this in 2015 with Hamburg and again in 2018 with Wolfsburg. Now, Labbadia will aim to replicate this success with the Super Eagles, particularly as the team currently finds itself at the bottom of the FIFA World Cup qualification group, the Italian heritage. The new coach of the Super Eagles also boasts notable Italian heritage. Labbadia's family roots trace back to Leluna, a town in the Lazio region of Italy. His Italian parents subsequently moved to Germany as Gastabeita and settled in Scheppenhausen near Darmstadt. At the age of 18, he renounced his Italian citizenship to become a German citizen, as only 2 foreigners were allowed to play on the team at that time in Germany. The decision allowed him to join Darmstadt 98 squad. The 2024 Paralympics commence with a colorful opening ceremony at the Place de la Concorde on Wednesday. Over the next week, over 4,000 athletes worldwide will compete in 549 medal events across 22 sports at the 17th editions of the Paralympics. At the opening ceremony, competing athletes were introduced to their fans and the flags of their respective countries flew high. Team Nigeria also participated in the radiant parade of athletes. The contingent were led by Laurenta Oye, Nigeria's flag bearer at the competition. Nigeria will be represented by 23 athletes at the Paralympics, 5 in athletics, 2 in badminton, 9 in powerlifting, and 8 in table tennis. 7 coaches and 5 medical personnel will assist the team. Nigeria debuted at the Paralympics in 1992 and has amassed 80 medals, 40 gold, 90 silver, and 21 bronze thus far. By contrast, the country has just won 27 Olympics medals. Despite making its first appearance in 1952, the Paris Paralympics will be held from August 28 to September 8. Nigeria hopes that its para-athletes will go on another medal rush to exorcise the bad taste of the just concluded Paris Olympics, where the country failed to win any medals. In a statement, John Eno, the sports minister, urged the athletes to restore Nigeria's pride on the global stage. He said, "Our para-athletes have always been a source of inspiration and pride to Nigeria. I have no doubt that they will make us proud again in Paris. We are all behind them, and we are all confident that they will exceed expectation and bring home numerous medals." The minister added that the athletes are well prepared to give their best performance in Paris.